Bank failures regulation is going to happen in the market. Everything is crashing down. Regional banks are at the mercy of the federal government. What is going to happen in the market? We have a lot of stocks that have been halted because of this bank crash. Banks are down 30, 40, 60% in the market. What is going on? We have Credit Suisse potentially in trouble. We have people thinking First Republic is going to go down as well. We have to actually analyze all of these regulations, all these new rules. The federal government is coming out and saying they're going to bail out a lot of these banks. They're going to actually provide more liquidity in the market. So what does that mean? Does that mean more inflation? We have to talk about all of these things in the market right now. Guys, before we do, like this video and subscribe to my channel. We're going to get into it right now. Ever since Silicon Valley Bank went under, the government took over Signature Bank. People are afraid of these regional banks and if they have enough liquidity. So everyone is selling out premature just to make sure that all their deposits are safe. The government is trying to come out. We have Biden coming out and saying, calm down, everything is safe, don't worry, we have your deposits here. But people do not care. They're seeing 2 crashes of banks and they're trying to run out right now. We have First Republic down 64%. We have West Alliance down 54%. PacWest 40%. We have even Zion down 19%. All because of this bank failure. This is why Biden has to come out and reassure investors that your deposits are safe, because he's looking at the landscape right now. He doesn't want more bank runs. He doesn't want more people spreading fear that everything's going to get shut down. So he had to come out and talk about what he's going to do. So there's going to be new regulation in the market. Just like what happened after 2008, the financial crisis, more regulation came to the market. That's what's going to happen with these bank stocks. They're going to see more regulation, more government interference. Michael Burry just came out and said that everything is just the same. History pretty much repeats itself again and again. 2000, 2008, 2023, it's always the same. People full of hubris and greed take stupid risks and fail. Money is then printed because it works so well. Joe Biden, Janet Yellen just came out with new funding for all these banks in case of a bank run. They came up with a new program. So is this going to cause inflation? Look what they just said about this new program. The Bank Term Funding Program. The Bank Term Funding Program was created to support American businesses and households by making additional funding available to eligible depository institutions to help assure banks to have the ability to meet needs of all their depositors. The BTFP offers loans up to 1 year in length to banks, savings association, credit unions, and other eligible depository institutions pledging U.S. Treasuries, agent debt, mortgage-backed securities, and other qualifying assets as collateral. In simple terms, that means the Fed is just going to print more money, ensuring the banks have enough liquidity just to withstand anything that happens in the market. So what's going to happen? They're just printing more money. They're going to cause more inflation. Remember that the Federal Reserve was doing all these interest rate hikes to calm down inflation. So with the Federal Reserve printing all this money, what do you think is going to happen again? It might reunite inflation again, depending how the market is going to turn out. More regulation is going to come to the banking sector. The Treasury, the Federal Reserve just released a joint statement talking about reassuring the U.S. economy so it doesn't fail, it doesn't collapse. Look what they had to say. Today, we are taking decisive actions to protect the U.S. economy by strengthening the public confidence in our banking system. This step will ensure the U.S. banking system continues to perform its vital roles of protecting deposits and providing access to credit to households and businesses in a manner that promotes strong and sustainable economic growth. After receiving a recommendation from the boards of the FDIC and the Federal Reserve, consulting with the President, Secretary Yellen approved actions enabling the FDIC to complete its resolution of the Silicon Valley Bank, Santa Clara, California, in a manner that fully protects all depositors. Then we have this article, First Republic gets liquidity support from the Federal Reserve right away. We know that First Republic Bank already crashed 60%. If it wasn't for JP Morgan or the Federal Reserve, this bank would have collapsed too. First Republic Bank said on Sunday it has enhanced and diversified its financial position through access to additional liquidity from the Federal Reserve Bank and JP Morgan Chase, bringing the San Francisco-based bank total available unused liquidity to fund operations to more than $70 billion. You can just see how much the Federal Reserve is putting money into the system. And this is going to all come back to bite people in the end. We have Credit Suisse going through the same problems. People are so worried. Credit Suisse default swaps hit a record as Silicon Valley Bank failure hits banks. The cost of insuring bonds of Credit Suisse Group against default climbed to the highest on record as the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank sparked concern about the broader contagion in the banking industry. 5-year credit default swaps for the Zurich-based lender jumped as much as 44 basis points on Monday to 446 basis points. The credit default swap market is exactly what killed banks in 2008. So what's going to happen to Credit Suisse and all these other banks? If the government doesn't come in and reassure all these banks, man, it would be mayhem. We would see another 2008 collapse right at this point. So a lot of these regional banks are getting reinsured by the government. People are afraid that these banks don't have enough liquidity in their bank right now. Who knows how this all really is going to play out? We might see another crash coming. This crash might actually move on to different sectors. Maybe the overall market crashes. How are you going to play this crash? Because if the government is pretty much coming in, ensuring these banks are all safe because they're going to keep liquidity in these banks, is this an opportunity to find a couple banks to buy if we know they're not going to go bankrupt as the federal government is coming in and trying to save them? The Federal Reserve, we have Janet Yellen, we have Joe Biden all in panic mode right now. Guys, tell me what you think about this whole crisis. The banking market is in shambles. Guys, like and subscribe to my channel.